All right, all right. I'm just doing an audio check here, make sure everything's good. And we're going to get started here in just a moment. Steve is telling me that the servers are not doing very well tonight, so let's hope for the best. So we're going to try for USA first, and if we're not having any luck, maybe we'll hop over to the EU, see how things go over there. And today, I think we're going to try mining in the mole. And I haven't made a decision yet on going out to the belts or heading out to Lyria, but I think we're going to go ahead and head out to Lyria today. Again, just because my belt mining luck has been down the last few days, not having a ton of luck out there. So either they're spawning clusters in different spots, or I'm just hitting a totally wrong part of the Halon or the Aaron Halo there. So all right. And I just want to make sure that we're getting a good audio feed off the Elgato here. And for everybody who's viewing, I have my mouse sensitivity kind of turned down a little bit so that when I turn like this, it hopefully doesn't make people sick. So it's a lot more gentler on the eyes and the inner ear there. And today we're going to be starting out at Arc L1, which has been an interesting place. And let me go ahead and get game chat off. And let me go ahead and get performance stats up. Oh, they're up. And just so everybody knows, on the graphics, we're running 3840 by 2160, full screen, very high on quality. The highest you can go on scattered object distance, the highest you can go on tessellation and volumetric clouds. Field of view, I'm going to increase that just a little bit more to 90. VSync is on. Do a little bit of sharpening. We'll just do just a slight amount of that, and then we'll hit back here, return. And we're pulling 60 at the moment, though I will say that the last few times that I've had to go to the med bay, the graphics have been really glitchy, and my frame rates have dropped into the 20s. And hi. Steve,
let me know if there's anything
also
I can help
aka
you with.
Galactic Hazard, thanks for joining the stream again this week. I know you were here last week and we did some mining together, so appreciate you being here, pal. And if there's anybody else on, just shout yourself out in chat and let me know you're here. And let's just go into the med clinic real quick. We released a new video this week on oh yeah, look at that frame rate just dropped down to 22. Yikes, getting real glitchy. Alright, as soon as you leave though, things head back up into the 40 range, but never back up to 60 again. Yikes. McPanzer, welcome to the stream, my friend, and thanks for joining. Let's go over the mole setup real quick, just so you guys know what I'm dealing with here. I've been having some problems lately with the ship coming up at all, but it looks like it's working okay for me right now. So if you watched our mole video, you know why I'm running this particular skin. I upgraded the power plant, but the grade A version of this is like 500,000 credits. Not going to do it. And then of course we're running a good quantum drive that's roughly not quite twice as fast, but almost. But the really big thing on this one is that it's got a really fast cooldown rate, or when I say really fast, I mean a lot faster than the stock one. And so sometimes when you drop out of Quantum and Deliria, people target you, and it's always nice to just be able to bump out of there if you have to. And then I upgraded the shield generators. So these are both size 2s. And Sergeant Gumbo, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, my friend. Glad to have you here. So on the shield generators, we upgraded these. And honestly, I didn't upgrade these because I thought I would survive a fight. I upgraded them because I have a tendency to sometimes blow myself up by putting too much energy in rocks, and so the upgraded shield generators help with that. And of course, on the utility side, we're running the Arbor MH2 and Mining Select 3 because I don't ever use that one in single. You know, if I had friends that were joining me and mining with me, I'd probably upgrade it. But we're running the Lancet MH2, which has given us 60 meters optimal. So you'll notice on the Lancet MH1, you're getting 30 meters optimal range out of that one. So we can stand off twice as far and have a better chance of living. And then maximum, of course, is at 300. And as always, we're running the Brant and the Surge and the FLT RXL just because it gets stuff in there a little bit better. Filters out some of the garbage, not much, but some. So that, my friends, is my Argo mole setup. Of course, I am always open to suggestions. You know, if there's something that you think I could do better here, I'm always learning. So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, the cooldown, Steve, on Galactic Hazard on this Hamera, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not. I guess everything's subjective. But yeah, the cooldown on this one is really much better than the stock. It's worth the money, for sure. All right, so that is the mold that we're taking out today. There's a couple of things that I like about the mole and a couple of things I don't like about the mole. The things I like about it, obviously, are the cargo space. You have a lot more, so if you want to go and break up, you know, a few more rocks, you can. And if you have the time, if you can collect everything fast enough, then you can come back with a lot more cargo, which translates into a lot more money after refinement.
Your vehicle
and
has
so,
been delivered to the following location.
Theoretically, if you could get, I think it's 96 SCU, but somebody let me know if I'm wrong on that. If it is 96, you know, we know that 32 SCU is about 260,000 credits if it's 100% Quantanium. So you multiply that times 3, and that's your theoretical. That's your theoretical day out on the area if you can collect it all fast enough before your load goes critical. Awesome, thanks. So McPanzer for solo mining, I really like the Prospector just because, and you'll see why. I don't have to change seats. You control the ship and you mine in the same seat. With the mole, you gotta get out of the pilot seat and you gotta head down a ladder to that first mining laser. But like I said, for solo mining, I think the Prospector is really good. And by the way, for those who aren't aware, when we get to 1,500 subscribers, we're giving away a Prospector. It's one of our lucky subscribers on YouTube, so I'll just randomly pick one out. And we'll be sending you a link from Starhanger, who doesn't, by the way, sponsor me. I'm just buying it from them and then gifting it. All right. But yeah, the Prospector, I think pound for pound, dollar for dollar, is probably the best ship in the game right now. Now, with the refueling metrics, that may all change, but you know, at least for now, the Prospector is a really good ship. And you know, most of the guys who've mined in here know that you can make millions and millions on the Prospector. A little bit harder to do now. Prospector is more maneuverable. You can mine solo in it, and but it's got limited cargo capacity. All right, we were at pad 2 today. All right, let's go take a look here, and I'll show you guys this this skin. And Galactic Hazard, by the way, just so you know, I picked up this skin at the same place that I sent to you last week for the Prospector skin, so same one. Yeah, you know what? I'll take a $677,000 payout. That works for me. I'm sure it works for everybody else too, huh? All right, so here's our mole. And folks, if you're not participating in chat, you know, if you want to shout out, just let me know. Let us know you're in chat, and we'll. So anyway, this is the mole right here, bigger ship. You know, something that I found was pretty interesting, and I hadn't used this in a while, and then I took it out. Is this? This is where you summon the elevator, but the click spot, at least for me, is really touchy. It's in there it is right there, and I don't know if that was a change from 3.16 to 3.17 that they did, but it seems like it's a little bit wonky there. And all right, let's get our chill music back on. I'm not going to inundate you guys with heavy metal or techno or dubstep or house or any of that stuff tonight. I'm just it's a chill out Saturday night, and we're just gonna try and head out to Lyria and make some money. All right, so in the mole, for those of you who have not seen it, you have two decks. You immediately climb the ladder once you get up the elevator to go to the second deck, and then you're gonna enter crew quarters from there. So here are those right there. You can lie down, and I think you can lie down and log out. Yeah, you can lie down and log out if you're in a certain spot out there. So that's a nice feature to have. And then, of course, the bridge is going to be up this way. And there she is. So kind of reminds me a little bit of the Hammerhead in terms of the visibility you have in the bridge here. And okay, let's take a look at the outside. Oh, yeah, and that's another thing, McPanzer, about the mole is that it eats up quite a bit of hydrogen fuel. Though, as you'll see here, it's really not that expensive. I really like this new interface. I'm having to do a repair because I bounced it off the moon last time a little bit. Refuel quantum is, so you're looking at 1420 for about half a tank of hydrogen. So not terrible, but if you are starting out, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So we'll let them refuel. Notice that there's a refuel in progress right up here. Do not lift off. I had not noticed that in 3.16. I don't know if that's a new thing in 3.17. Oh, okay. Thanks, Steve. I'll try that out next time. And Vex, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you. All right, so we're gonna head out to Lyria. I've been getting some suggestions from my subscribers on where to mine in the Aaron Halo with this new scanning dynamic that's driving me crazy. And so I may give that a shot, and then on next week's stream, we'll try that out. But for today, I'm gonna go where we know where the money is. And the only reason I asked for permission to lift off is because I read on the forums that when you ask for permission to lift off, the station or the game saves the ship state. So if something really terrible happens, maybe you don't lose everything. That could be true. That could be false. If somebody else knows, let me know. But that's what I read. All right, we have permission to lift off, and let's take a look at this beauty. So if you guys watched my last video, you guys know I don't like bullseye orange on my ships. You're super visible, and so I'm trying to do everything I can to reduce visibility, even though I'm not running stealth components, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna take away at least one of the tools that they can use to shoot me. So that's the skin that I'm using, and this kind of reminds me, it's like the diesel truck of the mining world. All right, let's get out of here. Let's put our landing gear up here. There those go. By the way, that is, for those who have not seen the mole, that's VTOL mode, so we'll get out of that. Somebody was asking me about why parts of the HUD are yellow, and One of my subscribers came back and said it is because I'm wearing race you know, it's that the miners usually wear, and so when you wear that armor, it changes the HUD color on some of these things. So like right here for ArcCorp, you can see that's in yellow. I tried it out. I tried taking the suit off, and the HUD color was still the same. But then he said, no, you got to log out after taking the suit off, and then log back in, and then your HUD will be back to normal again. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm brave enough, Galactic Hazard, to drop shields, but you know, we may try that out. It seems like when you're just running industrial components, things can get a little bit interesting. You're still putting out heat and a high EM, but all right. And watch the cooldown here. If you guys have been in the mall before, you know the cooldown is a lot longer than that. Let me see if I can fix the game sound here. I'm gonna mess with the music here a little bit. Capture device turned up all the way in Streamlabs. All right, let's take a vote on where we want to go today. So there's the orphanage, security depot. I'm trying to stay on the light side of the moon. I do not like mining in the dark. It's just not fun to me, especially with your altimeter all jacked up in 317. Buckets. And this, something else that this one does, is this, it calibrates faster too. Engaged. All right, can you guys hear the game audio a little bit better now? Oh, look at this. The altimeter's stuck. So we're gonna slow our descent a little bit, just because I haven't checked the actual gravity metrics on Lyria, but I think it was more of a high grav moon. So we're just gonna add a little bit of vertical thrust here, so we don't run into anything. Yeah, we're gonna die. Okay. Come on, baby. Cutting it a little bit close. All right. So we're gonna raise our altitude just a little bit. Yeah, and somebody's targeting me already. Great. Let's go ahead and get out of here. guys hear that? So I'm gonna run. And we'll come back to someplace else. Somebody's obviously there.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Alright, let's try this again. Maybe we won't get shot at.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum
Okay,
travel.
someplace else this time. And not buckets, I tried that already. Not a lot of luck out there. Let's head out this direction.
Quantum travel engaged.
One thing about these mining vessels, they are not fighting vessels. So if somebody locks you, it's just better to go.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright. And we'll just go in slowly here. And we're just going to descend slowly and easily here. Hopefully they fix this in the next version in 3.17.1. All right, nice and slow. And we're gonna slow down our velocity here. All right. And we're gonna stop. And let's just start scanning and okay, see if we can get something to pop here. So with the new mining mechanics, you back your scanner all the way out to 360 again. You get your returns back in, and then of course you zoom back in and does that look like two? Just one. No, that looks like one. But as you can see, you'll pop them at 12.2 kilometers out. So okay, let's go take a look at that one. Beautiful skin, though, that they did here. That's another interesting thing that's happening, is that sometimes the stuff will just disappear on you. Oh, that looks like a good one. Let's go take a look at that. I'm gonna haul to that one before it disappears on me. Ah. There we go. All right, Steve, man, I found a good one for you. Look at that. And that didn't take too long, right? So let's take a look at the mass on these guys and see what we can find today. Probably not going to be too big on that one. Well, 8.26 on instability. That's pretty freaking awesome. %, Quantanium, we'll take it. Not a huge haul for the mole, but it'll... Let's take a look at these other rocks and see what we can see. Not able to scan that. There we go. That one's 39%. %. %. 2%. I'm hoping Galactic Hazard that we have a 40 in here somewhere, but you know what? Can't be choosers. So McPanzer, in terms of what's worth our time, we really want to be in the mid to high 30s. But honestly, and this is on Lyria, things change when you get out into the belt, right? But on Lyria, so there's a 37 right there, and then right next to that 37 is a another. That's a 38, I think. Let me take a look here. Yeah, almost 39. All right, I'm gonna switch up the music a little bit, because this sounds too much like a funeral. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's do... Tell you what, let's just do this playlist right here. All right. All right, so we're gonna break up these two rocks right here. Interesting thing about the mole. And before we get started, I hope you guys don't mind. And thank you for the sub, by the way. I hope you guys don't mind, but I would like to take a few glamour shots real quick. So I'm just going to do that real fast. All right. Beautiful. Just beautiful. You know, one of the things that RSI seems to do a really good job at on these models is, I mean, just, and if this is a little bit too geeky for you guys, just let me know. But one of the reasons that I do so much stuff in Star Citizen is just because of the amount of detail. I mean, it's unbelievable on these ships. And it's not just the internal details, the external detail. You know, you look at the beacons on the ship. I mean, it's just pretty, it's all pretty amazing. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's get away from the glamour shots here. I'm gonna level out a little bit, and I think what we'll do is we will start over here and then work our way clockwise on breaking these rocks up. One thing I learned about the mole, McPanzer, is that unlike the prospector, where you point the nose directly at the rock, with the mole, as you're going to see, I'm going to point it up like this, and then let's go ahead and dedicate. Let's make sure we got. I'm going to make sure that a lot of our energy is towards the shields, and then I'm going to exit the seat here. I don't put any energy towards the weapons because it's not like you're gonna get in a fight and win. And then we're gonna go down the ladder here, and this is where your first mining laser is located. But yeah, Vex is absolutely correct. The detail is absolutely unmatched in any game. And look, I played hundreds or thousands of hours of Elite Dangerous, and it's great. But when it comes to the level of detail that you see here, it is truly unmatched. All right, so let's take a look at our HUD here. So this is a 37 Quantanium raw rock right here, 31% inert, and 20% quartz. So we're in optimal range. I wish I would have been a little bit further back, because like I said, at 60 meters, I think we would have been okay. You'll notice here that we got a Brant module going today, and we have a surge. So the mass on this one is 4404, not huge. High instability though. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and we're gonna break these bad boys up. And I'm just going to give you guys one more glamour shot here. By the way, for those who are not familiar, you will notice that in the top right-hand corner, I always have the performance overlay up. And the reason I do that is because we're running an RTX 3090 on a 12900 KF. It's water-cooled with a Thermaltake Pacific water cooling system. And so it's got I think it's got a big 240 millimeter rad in this one. I have to take a look. Might be the larger size. And so folks are kind of interested to see what the best hardware out there right now is getting. Now, when they release the RTX 4090 this fall, if I can get my hands on one, then I will. If I can get my hands on one, then I will drop that in here. And then you can kind of see how that performs. But as with everything in Star Citizen, you know, part of your performance is machine related and part of your performance is server related. And for those of you who used to play like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you'll remember the difference between a high-tick server and a low-tick server, and how the game felt and how you know things performed, and so that's kind of how things are in Star Citizen as well. All right, so we have most of our power dedicated to shields. We're going to run in here real quick, and I'm going to just overclock our mining head, and then we're going to get this party started. So for those of you who are not familiar with mining, if I don't see the let's find a good crack. If I don't see that charge level rising up pretty fast, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but for some reason, and it must be a server thing, you know, it looks like you're bouncing up and down like that right there from the outside, right? And it's because you actually are, and so I've tried to correct that, and I don't know if you guys are seeing that on yours as well, but it's going to be it's something that's interesting. Now I know that if I wanted to save time, that I could go ahead and drop a surge into this bad boy right now, and we'd be in the money. But for those who don't know, this rock will break without a surge module, because watch your energy level. You see it going up there on the right. It's right down here. I'll zoom in for you. So we're almost into optimal, and I may not even use a brand on this, because this one this rock doesn't seem to be too frisky to me. It seems pretty easy so far. And so some of you play with a HOTAS and joystick. I don't. I play with mouse and keyboard. I might have gotten a little bit. There we go. So the key for me is to buy a really good mouse with a sensitive little mouse button. And so that way we could make mining a little bit easier. I had one with kind of a crappy middle mouse button, and it wasn't working out too well for me, and I died. So if you are into mining and you're using a mouse and keyboard, get yourself a good gaming mouse with a high DPI, something that's pretty sensitive. Okay, we're gonna break this rock pretty quick. There she goes. And Humble Monk, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you, my friend. All right, let's so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break all these up into collectibles. This one's probably not any good, just because you can tell just by the wide optimal charge window that's probably not much good, and the instability is low, so there's really no reason for us to waste time on that. So we'll just work our way counterclockwise. That's going to be a good one. I can tell before he even comes back, just because of the charge window. We're still in optimal range, and look at that. I got a little bit too fast on the trigger there, so we're going to allow that energy to drop down. But that's one more reason why you don't need to be in optimal range. You could actually be insufficient on smaller. Once you break a rock up, there's no reason for you to be too close. So here we go. We'll just let that overcharge drop. Uh-oh. Boy, I hate it when it does that. Makes mining kind of difficult. So you guys see that I basically have 0 laser intensity right now. And now we're just going to raise it up just a tiny bit. And that's why I invested in the better shields. Ships get kind of expensive to replace. Okay, and we're just going to bring up the charge level real slow on this guy. Keep it real close. And I am going to use the Brant module this time, since this one's being a little bit finicky on me. And plus, look at the way the game is reacting. I may have to go back upstairs and readjust my position here. Okay, there goes our Brant. Notice how our vertical oscillations and our overcharge and optimal are real low now, real easy. That's why I like the Brant module so much, because it makes up for my lack of skill. And so here we are, looking good, looking great on that one. This is a 67% Quantanium rock. And you know, something else I forgot to mention is that I like about this McPanzer is that, you know, you can pick up a bunch of junk in the mall. It's not really a big deal. You know, if you hit a Quantanium field that's not, you know, just absolutely excellent, you can pick up a bunch of junk, and it's not the end of the world for you. Okay, there's another 100%. And so what we're going to do is we're going to break all these up, and then we're going to go hit that other 38, 39% rock, and then we're going to come back and try and collect all this without going critical. And for those of you who are not familiar with my channel, I do have a mole configuration guide that you may or may not like. I'm always looking for feedback. And I have a prospector guide as well. Looking good. Okay, we're out of the Brant now, and for those who are not familiar, these are all consumables, with the exception of the FLTRXL. I don't think that's a consumable, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But the Brant and the Surge is definitely a consumable. Okay, we're just going to bring up the laser intensity a little bit. And I don't like bouncing up and down like that. It's just not fun to me. And guys, let me know if the music's drowning out the game audio or if my voice isn't high enough. I'm always asking for feedback on my streams to make sure that we have all our audio levels correct. I always do a test stream first, but you know, things get wonky on sometimes on YouTube, so, and Twitch. And I just lost my screen. So give me a moment to find out what happened there. And we're just having a little technical difficulty at the moment. Looks like my machine just went offline. So we'll log back in and hope I can get my stuff back. Which really sucks because that was a good haul.
Hydrogen fuel, 75%.
Okay, guys, can you hear me okay? And Jason, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining, my friend. So Jason, I'm just getting caught up here. So you said that you know a good place. Are we talking about on Lyria, or is it out in the belt somewhere? Oh, there we go. That's my huckleberry right there. Alright, let's see if we can get zoomed out. Okay, I'm definitely interested in the belt. Okay. I'm always interested in the belt over Lyria because I don't ever get targeted out in the belt. But let's go see what this little thing is right over here. Because this looks promising. Okay, we're going to slow our velocity down, way down. That looks like a Quantanium field to me, fellas. That looks pretty good to me. I know Steve, aka Galactic Hazard, is looking at this and going, man, he could feast on that. Alright. Let's take a look here. See what we got. Get into scanning mode. $31.29 on mass. Quantanium at 2. I try not to get too excited when I see these larger Quantanium fields pop up because they could all be 2% rocks. But that one has an instability of 5.53, so might not be so bad. Let's find out. And instead of being nose pitch all the way down, let me just let's change our attitude here. So Humble, I have a video on how to set up your mouse and keyboard if that's what you're using for scanning. Highly recommend taking a look at it. Okay, that's an 8% Quantanium rock. We're headed in the right direction, but still not incredibly interesting. There's a 46%, Steve. I'll take it. And let's hopefully we don't crash again. Look at that, that's 2. Okay. 6.45. Let me go back to this one. I'll tell you what the mass was on that guy. That wasn't our 48%er. It's this guy right here. Yeah, that's it right there. The mass on that one, Galactic Hazard, is 5097. Let's get it a little bit better so we can see more here. So that's probably a keeper. What do you think? Now, the interesting thing about the new scanning dynamics here is, and you can't, sometimes you can scan these things and sometimes you can't. It's just, you have to change your mining vehicle's location a little bit. Quantanium raw on that one's 4.38. Let's back it up. So there may only be one good one here. So here's what we're going to do. Jason says he has a good place out in the belt. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect everything we can here. And then, if you guys don't mind, Jason, is it a prospector spot or is it more of a mole spot out in the belt? 2% on that one. 6660 mass on this one, high instability. 27% Quantanium raw on that guy. So we're going to take that one home too, if nobody has any objections. Okay. Yeah, if it's a mole spot, we'll bring it. So what we'll do is we'll finish up here. And I'm doing a pretty long stream tonight, so we'll finish up here. We'll break up these two rocks, and then we'll head out to Jason's spot. Okay, there's our big boy right there. We'll head out to Jason's spot in the belt. So this is a 46% Quantanium rock with a mass of 5097. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to get some glamour shots here real quick. Put some light on that. There we go. And just get another glamour shot over here. Perfect. All right, let's get this party started. We're going to lower the ship level, and we're going to pitch up on the nose of the vessel here, and then I'm going to raise my I'm just going to give it a little bit more altitude and get that thing right covered by the radar, and then I'm going to hopefully, let's see how stable we are right here, because I don't like bouncing up and down. You know what, Humble Monk? It's been for a bad situation, it's turned out to be okay so far. Let's see if we can get something collected. Interesting, the Arctic crew. Okay, cool. There's our mining laser. We are kicking up some dust today. Okay, let me get into my HUD real quick and make sure. That one's an 8%. We're not interested. This is the guy right here. So, for everybody who just joined, thanks for joining. We're on a 46% Quantanium raw rock. We're in sufficient range. I might need to move it up a little bit closer, but I believe this one's in the mass of 5097. Instability is 766. Resistance is in the normal range, you know, for a rock this size, so we should be able to take this one. And for mining modules today, we have the Brant in slot 1, Surge in slot 2, and then the FLTR XL, which the more I think about it, the less I think I need that one on a mole. All right, let's get this party started. So, for those that are new to mining, we're going to probably, if I don't see that charge level go up here pretty soon, I think we're gonna bang on this one with the surge pump in a minute. But I'm going to watch it for another minute or so because the surges are consumables. Yeah, and you know what, Jason? I'm pretty sure I have a Vormax sitting somewhere out at our Wide Forest Station. So it looks like, you know, the charge level's going up at a decent amount on this one. I don't have a Helix on this one. I'm running 2 Lancet MH2s and then the standard. So charge level's still going up at a pretty decent amount. We'll wait this one out a little bit longer. Current range is 72.9. I think I want to be below 60 if we don't make some progress here. And if that's the case, I'll just hop out. Instead of wasting my consumable. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hop out real quick and I'm going to get a little bit closer. And if we still can't hit it at optimal and get the charge rate up, then I'll throw a surge at it and call it a day. Okay, let's see where we're at on this guy. A little bit closer. There we go. That'll work. All right.